nerds. Just sitting around talking about stuff. The Burg Nerds. This is the Burg Nerds. Just sitting around talking about shit.
Hello, friends and fellow nerds. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Burg Nerds.
You're welcome.
The podcast that no one listens to, yet everyone loves.
Yes.
I am Jeremy.
I'm Addie.
I'm Zeke.
I'm Joe.
I'm Jordan, and my dermatologist didn't hear about it.
He didn't? Did you give him a business card?
No.
Why did you do that?
Because he was like, I'm a little behind on stuff. What's a podcast? And I was like, hey,
You should have gave him like your.
Never mind. Just go see if I have cancer. Shit.
You should have gave him the Burg Nerds card and said, "Do you accept this as insurance?"
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Here it is. The thing is that Jordan's gotten really diehard. Like, he went and we got all these business cards for the Burg Nerds, and they're really great looking. He designed them. They look awesome.
Yeah.
Nice glossy double-sided print, and I think we've given out maybe 7 out of, what did we order? 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. Okay, 5,000. Yeah,
9,000.
So here's the thing. We all
whipped it out on the cupcake guy. The
we
card,
did.
I mean.
That's what I'm getting.
Look at this.
That's what I'm getting to. Last weekend, minus Eddie, the Burg Nerds jumped in, gassed up the old Maverick, and headed out on the highway looking for adventure. And where do we find ourselves? Scarfing down wings like a bunch of big fat asses at Hooters. And
Is that the one off Richmond Road?
yeah, it's the only one in Lexington, I think.
Greatly improved.
They have great Lear wings. If you're listening to this, like, we'll keep listening. Just play it in your car while you go drive and get more wings. But Jordan, this is the funny thing. The lady comes around to get the check or to ask us if we're finished cramming food into our big fat faces.
You're scaring the children.
There
And
were a lot of kids there.
She comes
That's
around and does her
weird.
whole spiel like, is there any rooms left in your big fat body? Would you like dessert? Would you like us to just start cramming food into your big fat body?
Did you even taste it, you walrus?
And she asked if we're ready for the ticket. I said, yeah, we'll have the ticket, please. And so she brings the ticket to the table, and Jordan comes back out from outside smoking and goes, "What's this? Who got the ticket? I wasn't done drinking beer." So he goes up to the bar and is like, "Here, you take this ticket and give me another beer." And she comes back to the table, and this is where you're going to have to take over, Jordan. Like, you left her a Burg Nerds business card, am I right?
Yeah, I left her too.
What did she say?
Nothing. She thought it was a debit card at first.
She tried to swipe it.
It's good to know that they, along with the standards of their chicken wings, they raised the standards of their clientele.
I think her name was Portia too.
Well, yeah, well, there you go.
All right.
Oh man, we got all kinds of news and stuff this week too, don't we? Apparently, an apocalypse is in the making. I mean, there's basically Putin pissing everybody off in the world, and on top of that, we have the very real threat of the Ebola virus sweeping the United States.
Ebola.
Which, if you've seen,
Ebola.
The San Francisco treating.
which if you've seen Outbreak, which you saw it or you didn't. Who gives a shit? I'm not going to promote it.
Is that the one with Hugh Grant?
No, that wasn't Hugh Grant in that at all.
Was it Dustin Hoffman?
No, not even a little.
I remember
No.
there was a Hugh Grant movie, and like during the preview, he was like, "This man is having a metabolic meltdown." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" Go on.
His metabolics are melting.
Shut
So
up.
yeah, a bunch of monkeys bring over Ebola from Africa in the movie, and before you know it, it becomes like this huge pandemic. I think is the right term for it.
Mhm.
And we are on the cusp of the penis of a very real threat of Ebola, and I want everyone here to know that I had my flu shot yesterday. So
That'll protect you from it.
a little bit of arm soreness is going to keep me from having the Ebola. So
My mom texted me freaking out about that. She's like, it's going to take hundreds of thousands of people for them to call this an epidemic. I'm like, yeah, that's the definition of an
Nice.
epidemic.
So yeah.
Yeah, if it gets us, it gets us.
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time for something got us as a species.
Yeah. And a
Thanks,
2
Oh,
week.
it's-
Obama.
Yeah. Thanks, Obama.
Well, I think it's time that white people started paying. I mean, we've had it pretty fucking good. I mean, eventually it was going to, we were going to have to pay for it. But
Good God!
I'm serious,
My
man.
descendants were Irish farmers, dude.
Well, they were alcoholics, and I think it's time they paid a penance.
Okay, I'm not going I'm not going down this direction.
I'm not going down this road with you, Jeremy.
This street is one way, so you better back up and leave.
Hey, so we put out the big thing on our Facebook page talking about
Ebola.
hit us up, whatever. We're back in the studio tonight, and of course, our dear buddy, Mr. Chad Robinson,
Hey, Chad.
he chimed in, and he said he would love to get reviews on the new show Gotham, which if anybody's watched it, and the new show Flash, which is now airing. Sadly, Chad, we hate to let you down. I thought for sure that one of these lazy, useless fucks might have seen the show. Oh, look, Zeke raises her hand.
I don't watch television.
Lee might know
You're
something
a
about
hipster,
it.
Jordan. We know.
I just there's nothing good on. Sorry.
It's decent. It's a
Which
lot
one?
of
There was two.
Gotham. I didn't watch Flash. I didn't even know that was on yet.
Okay, well, speak directly to Chad.
Okay, Mr. Chad. It's a decent show. It's a lot of
Which one are we talking about?
Gotham. It's the only one I've seen. I haven't seen Flash. I didn't even know it was on TV yet. But it's a lot of name dropping. Like, oh, that person's
Like
gonna,
you're not seeing these people, but they're mentioned.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that person's gonna grow up to be Poison Ivy, or oh, that's gonna be Penguin. He's gonna come back as Penguin. It's a lot of that. They're not.
I've actually saw
there
some
yet.
conceptual shots of what the Penguin will look like, and while he looks nothing like what I think the be all end all Penguin is in film, Danny DeVito. He's like a skinny little guy, but he kind of worked the way they made it work. Like it looked really cool.
Yeah. I actually. Oh, are you still going?
Yeah,
Sorry,
a little
go
bit.
ahead. Go for it. There was a pause. God.
Well, now I've completely lost the review.
No, you didn't.
It's
Just
gone.
Go. Quit being an ass. Go.
Asco.
Asco. No, seriously, it's gone now. I was gonna say something.
Okay.
It's gone.
So, what did you think of the show overall?
It was a good show. I enjoyed that they brought back Bullock. He's in it,
Okay.
and he's partnered up with. He becomes the chief of police, and I can't think of his name, and that's
Gordon?
yeah, Gordon. They're
Commissioner Gordon.
they're partners.
So it's like the early years. So
it's very early years. It's
okay.
when they're younger.
So it's when they're just like street cops or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like detectives, and it's pretty cool that respect. Them, Bullock's trying to teach Gordon to be more dirty, to be more, black. Just go to the black side, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, instead of staying on. Not like that. Not like that.
They say once you go black, you never go back.
The dark side.
The dark side, as it were,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Was Eckhart in it?
No, he wasn't.
Think about the future.
No,
Hey, Eckhart! 500-pound lieutenant or detective. I don't know.
So there you go, Chad. You got some information on it. Zeke, what do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
A thumbs up. It's got room to grow. I think it's not a horrible start. It's got, it could get worse, but I hope it gets better. I hope it continues on its same track.
Yeah, right. And Mr. Andrew Woodruff wrote in and talked about for us to go on a lengthy discussion of about the Ebola virus, which I tackled right off
watched
the bat.
Gotham.
No one cares.
My hand, you're
I
like,
don't-
Zeke.
I don't really care.
She's a girl. She can talk.
Eddie, we've moved on. The Ebola virus, which I just covered. So
It's in the show.
it's a very real threat, and I think we should all be taking it seriously. What are we doing to stop the potential onslaught, as it were, of the Ebola virus? What do we do? We get on a show, a podcast show, and talk about it.
Okay.
That's
Like,
how
but-
we're
Awareness.
stopping it.
It's awareness.
Is that kind of like bringing world peace by having a shitty music festival?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
And usually most like awareness things have like a symbol. What would be the symbol for this?
For Ebola?
Yeah. What would be the symbol?
Wouldn't be
for
the
Ebola?
bio symbol. Biohazard.
Skull and crossbones, I guess.
Stool.
Stool.
Just
A
a pile
monkey?
of shit.
It's actually the what's the
Like a monkey throwing really odd colored shit.
what's the monkey from the Super Troopers? I can't remember his name.
What?
The monkey that for the guys that did
I
Super
know what
Troopers.
you're talking about, but no.
The guy who did Super Troopers and
Yeah.
Just throw it away.
there's a
Just
monkey.
throw it away.
There's a
Just throw it away.
broken lizard or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck
So-
you.
The drug
Eddie.
dealing monkey.
I don't miss you.
Eddie, tell us about your week, pal. How was your week?
That was great. I did actually have to make a doctor's visit. No, actually, it was actually kind of serious. I went to the doctor.
Did you have Ebola?
No.
Oh, okay.
And we don't care.
But I wanted to ask him about. It's a personal thing. I wanted to ask him about Viagra, and I was like, "Can I get it over the counter?" And he was like, "Yeah, if you
Aw.
take 2." Oh,
Oh, okay. I get it. It's
Oh,
a
Eddie,
joke.
that was punny.
that was good. I heard it on the radio today, and I laughed out loud in the car.
See, you made me actually feel sorry for you. I was like, oh, my poor Eddie.
This
No,
is the
you
worst
Erectile
no, because as soon as my back was
show
turned, you
I've
talking
ever
about me.
heard.
But no, it's actually been it's been an hour.
Are you 50 years old or something? What
Shut
the?
up.
Oh, and by the way, listeners, we have started a petition to get Eddie off the show permanently. You can sign that at facebook.com/theburgnerds.
So far, there's over 300 names on the list.
It's really weird because we have more people trying to get Eddie off the show than we have listening to the show.
I don't know how it happened. It's
I've never
amazing.
listened to that show, but that son of a bitch sounds like a real pain in the ass. Get him off the show.
Yeah.
Zeke, how was your week?
It's pretty good. Same old stuff, different day. Get
Yeah.
paid for it.
Working and hooking. I hear you.
Hmm
Yeah.
That's all I do. What's the going rate currently?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you mine
It's the state rate.
So there's no increments.
No, no increment.
Yeah, no incremental raises. Joe, how was your week, pal?
Pretty decent. Just another typical work week. Nothing new to report.
Nothing new to report. Jordan, I know you've got tons of shit over there. I know you got Buck this weekend.
No.
Or this week, rather.
No.
I got stuff going on this weekend.
You didn't get Buck. Lee's not here tonight. He actually showed me how to get Buck.
Okay. How do you?
I don't know. I'm still not clear on it.
Because you went on for 25 minutes the other day. Guys, going, we need to get Buck. And I was like, I just want to play a game and work on a puppet.
Yeah.
Like,
I should have rephrased that to say that we need to get Buck with the term Buck loosely
Naked.
defined.
okay.
Buck naked.
So nothing new to report.
I started working on the puppet I hope we can have for our booth. And
Really?
I went to Lowe's today to get adhesive for it, and they don't make the adhesive I use, so I just got really mad.
Right on.
I hate
And
you.
the blood pressure went up.
Yeah.
That's it.
How am I going to trick kids into my van now without a puppet?
Put Hogwarts Express on it.
Oh.
Nice. And offer candy.
Okay, is anyone gonna ask me how my week is?
How was your week?
Oh,
Jeremy?
I'll tell you about my week.
God, I feel like I'm in kindergarten.
My week, man. I've been busting my ass. I am down 21 pounds
Nice.
over the last couple of weeks. I've been working hard. Yeah, man. I've got an upcoming promotion at my work coming up. Things have been really shitty. I'll be honest, for the last few weeks. But I've got this new outlook on life, man. I'm taking this thing in a whole new direction. I'm trying to look on the bright side, and I've even adopted this new life's philosophy.
One Direction.
What is that philosophy, you asked?
Well,
Jordan?
I
Well,
didn't know
yeah.
you were prompting
What is
us.
that philosophy,
I
man?
didn't know you were prompting us. Sorry.
I shouldn't have to. You should be able to.
It is
Be glued
fucking
to what you're
kindergarten.
saying.
You should be able to.
I'm sorry,
Pick up
you're-
what I'm putting down.
Your shirt's just that lemon yellow, and I can't take my eyes off of
Yeah,
it.
It matches your hat.
It goes,
You're
man.
tied together.
Yeah, I am.
Very put together today.
You're
Thank you very much.
coordinated for radio.
Well, you're like sitting here in your fucking underwear, and that's it. You're wearing nothing but your underwear.
More than I'm wearing.
I gotta be real, man.
Yeah. So this new philosophy I have. Let me tell you about it. I've been living my life sort of chaotic, and now I've kind of I guess what's the word, evolved, I think, into this whole new view. It's been a reckoning for me, and it's beautiful. And that philosophy you ask, Eddie, I know you're about to ask.
You're like a Pokemon.
No, don't you ever link me to a Pokemon.
You said you're evolving.
Go, Jeremy, go.
So I heard you like Mudkips.
So, Jeremy, what is your philosophy?
My philosophy is based around this new principle, and that principle is called WWAWKD. Now we're all familiar with WWJD, which is what would Jesus do, and I mean that's
later.
do what?
Well, I was just sorry. I was just you mentioned a Pokemon. I just was like, Jeremy forgot party and learned to buck. Okay.
Jeremy has learned buck.
We're affected.
We are all
That was good.
now we're all familiar with the philosophy of WWJD, which is it's a
What
fairly,
would Jordan do?
Well, no, I think it's Jesus.
Jack
but
off and go to sleep.
You can't do that in everyday life
So
for every situation.
it's really difficult to live your life inside those parameters sometimes because it requires you to be the bigger person. It requires you to turn the other cheek. It requires you to analyze and interpret and react accordingly, and all these wonderful things that are supposed to make you a better person. So
They just make you really tired.
so now I subscribe to the philosophy of not what would Jesus do, but what would Andrew WK do. So basically, in a nutshell, when life hands me lemons, I just say fuck the lemons and party hard.
There you go.
That's what I do.
That's sacrilegious.
That's not That's not sacrilegious. That is not. It's not sacrilegious.
I said licious. Nom, nom, nom,
Well,
nom.
See, to me, what would Andrew WK do? Just like when you wake up in the morning, you ask yourself that, you automatically just put on a dirty shirt and a dirty pair of white pants.
hey, buddy, I'm
And
in it
don't
to
want
win it.
it.
I've quit washing my clothes. I've quit bathing.
Yeah.
All I do is swing my heavy metal hair and sing about partying.
And you gotta have high kicks.
That's all I do.
That's weird. I was always under the impression WWJ meant whores want Joe's dick.
No, that's yeah. Well, maybe
That's
that's
awesome, Joe.
maybe that's what it is. And I don't want to be sacrilegious. I don't want to get into a religious debate. But I'm not being sacrilegious. I'm just simply expressing my new.
Slack
I'm not being
delicious.
sacrilegious. I'm just expressing my new philosophies on life, and that is to say fuck lemons and whatnot, and just party hard.
Don't you eat that forbidden donut.
I'm gonna have to get buck. That's my new philosophy. And no, I just changed it. My new philosophy is get buck.
Get buck. Bet I buck him.
You need to get that tattooed like along your back shoulders.
No,
yeah.
tramp stamp it.
Get buck.
Get buck, man. That's my whole new philosophy.
You get that tattooed below your navel and just right above your belt
All
line.
right. So enough of my opinions and views on the world and all this bullshit. This week, man, we're talking video games. Jordan has perked up a little bit. We're talking video games.
Are we?
Yes, we're going to be discussing video game memories. Now, we did an episode where we went through and talked about.
There's a lot of them.
We did an episode where we went through and talked about all of our favorite games from the various consoles, from generations past, and so on and so forth. And now we're looking to discuss video game memories, which I have
Good or bad?
good and bad.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I have several, and a lot of them involve a lot of these fuckers sitting at this table right now. But who wants to kick this off? Jordan, I know you got like 6 in the pocket right now at least.
I want to bring up something really fast, and because I don't know if you've seen it online, but our good friend Jay Kirkman at Moonlight Comics posted this in the Geek Forum, and it's a guy on eBay that is selling pretty much almost every Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PS, Game Boy Color, over 5,700 games, and like 50 or something consoles. And it's amazing. It's this room, and it's like totally devoted. It's the best room ever.
I think I've seen that.
And everything's on sale for $164,000, and it is the most.
It's actually a deal.
It is the most beautiful room I have ever seen in my entire life.
Not even gonna lie. If I had the money, it'd be mine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's amazing. So I just wanted to start with that because it's a good feeling.
That's actually pretty cool.
Didn't he have like every variation of every console or whatever?
Yeah, pretty much.
Roughly.
Like he had like 8 Nintendo 64s, like beautifully displayed. He had like all the different color controllers, and it was like
it's like I love the guy and I hate the guy at the same time.
I just wonder why in the hell are you selling it?
And speaking of our buddy Jay Kirkman, looks like the Burg Nerds are going to be back at Moonlight in the coming weeks.
I know, and I have the message.
What's
and
the rundown
date.
on that, Eddie?
I actually have the date in my phone, and my phone is charging. But it's,
because it would be horrible if you were to get up off your big fat ass. And
I
go
can't
get the
reach
phone.
it. Zeke, can you give it to me?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
So you guys.
Yeah,
talk.
she's going to give it to you.
No, you guys talk, and I'll.
No.
You just talk among yourselves. We'll take care of this real quick.
You guys talk amongst yourselves, and I'll figure this out. But basically, it's a big Halloween event that goes on. It's a nationwide thing with comic book stores, and Okay, I'll get to it. And it's a big thing with comic book stores.
Hurry up,
And
Eddie. Wrap it up.
I think this is like the second year that it's going on, and it's kind of like an event like Free Comic Book Day, but these comic book makers actually have Halloween issues of comic books that they're giving out, and the comic book stores are going. And there's a big costume contest. It's like a national thing. And
Now get to the icing on the cake.
And I was in the store catching up on my Death of Wolverine comics, and on my Death of Wolverine comics, and he was like, "Hey, we got this event going on. We would love for the Burg Nerds to be there and to be our special guest judges."
And the Burg Nerds would love to be there and be the special guest judges, Jay.
Yes, and I told him, I was like, "I'll go with the guys," and I was like, "Yes, we would love to do it. I need the date again because I can't remember." And so, I know the date.
Oh, I wish you'd hurry up. You're boring the fuck out of me.
Well, like I said, you guys can talk. I don't have. It's
You're
hard
talking though.
because Jeremy's like, look at the phone, but talk more about it. I can't do two things at once, my friend. I'm sorry. But anyways, here it is. It's Jay Kirkman. You guys talk now. I don't have a smartphone. It takes it a second to run.
Eddie's got a dumb phone.
So Ghostbusters 3 is a bad idea.
October 25th.
Yes, I did want to discuss Ghostbusters, this new
October when? 25th?
October
incarnation
25th.
of Ghostbusters. October 25th, the Burg Nerds are going to be recording
Okay, it's a
live
Saturday. All right.
from the big Halloween event at Moonlight Comics. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, the Burg Nerds will be judging the costume contest. Is that right?
Yes, the costume contest.
And I want you to know, everybody out there, our votes are for sale. So get ready to lube our pockets. as it were.
Fishnets and corsets will win. Get my vote.
Yeah.
Guy or girl.
Not mine.
Fair enough.
So-
Yeah.
Not my vote.
No, we must stay
No bulges.
we must stay steadfast in our
No.
no, we're not going to do that. No, we are
Yeah,
because
it's
we
not.
we are nothing if
You're gonna get
professionals.
uninvited.
Little Farda.
To do
Little
it.
Farda.
Ghostbusters 3. Let's go on to Ghostbusters 3.
I don't like the idea of it.
I fucking hate it.
I'm
Apparently-
50-50.
Apparently, the guy who directed such wonderful screen gems as Bridesmaids and The Heat is set to now direct a new Ghostbusters incarnation with women instead of men.
That I don't care about, but you don't have one, you can't have Ghostbusters without Ramus. You can't.
You can't, no.
And just, I don't know, the idea of it's fine, but the only reason they're going to call it fucking Ghostbusters is because the
It's
name.
the capitalization
that's
on the
it.
marketing.
Because they're going to reboot it. It has nothing to do with the other two.
Well, here's the thing, though. Ghostbusters, the ones that we know, is not the original Ghostbusters anyways.
I don't give a shit.
But I'm just saying, though, so, I mean, it's a standalone movie. I'm 50-50 on
The
it.
original Ghostbusters was Ghostbusters.
But still,
Ghostbusters. It's different, Joey. Oh, I thought you did.
Well, I think it's. I don't know, man. I might change on it once I see a trailer or get some details on the development. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now who's gonna be in the motherfucker. It's gonna have what's her name, McCarthy.
It's probably gonna have
Kathy McCarthy.
Melissa
Melissa
McCarthy.
McCarthy. Yeah.
Because she's been in a couple of movies.
Actually, I read an interview with Bill Murray where he said he was all for the idea. So apparently, this whole venture, if you want to call it that, has Bill Murray's blessing, which I don't know how to feel about. Typically, anything Bill Murray says, I'll take as gospel because he's one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah.
But he talked about Kristen Wiig being in the movie.
Well, he's probably all for it because now he doesn't have to be involved in it.
Yeah.
He's just happy being rich and doing indie. For
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's doing a movie with Melissa McCarthy too.
Really?
Yeah.
And he
Saint-
talked about Kristen
Is it?
Wiig.
No.
And he talked about Emma
remember.
Stone being in it as part
Yeah.
of it too.
Okay.
I can actually see Kristen Wiig. I don't think I would actually have much of an issue with Melissa McCarthy if she's not playing Melissa McCarthy like in the other movies.
Yeah, Kristen Wiig is funny. Melissa McCarthy, I don't find that funny. Emma Stone is, she's whatever. She's cute. She's been funny a couple times.
They've
whatever.
also talked about Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
Okay, well, if Amy
course.
Poehler, I just cannot stand her.
I love Tina Fey though.
Or
Tina
Will
Fey,
Arnett, I
like
cannot stand.
that. I actually like the sound.
Tina
of.
Fey, I like a lot. She could take like the Ramus position. It seems like
I'm
not that
Yeah.
anyone could ever take Ramus's position.
I'm fine with the idea of it, but just don't call it Ghostbusters. It has nothing to do with the original. I don't know.
See, that's
Yeah.
where I'm a little bit
It's
50-50
never-
on,
I mean,
but-
people have been wanting Ghostbusters forever. It's never going to live up to what's
It's
been
like
in
they
our
did with
head.
Karate Kid. The new
Exactly,
Karate
it's the
Kid.
exact same thing. They just put
Yeah.
Karate Kid on it so it would put more butts in
Yeah.
seats.
But
Pretty
anyway,
much, yeah.
And he was saying, it's going to be its own standalone movie. But my whole thing is it really going to be a kind of a standalone movie if you kind of follow the same formula as the other
I don't-
Ghostbusters? You know what I mean?
Just,
Okay, let me throw something out really
just leave.
fast.
I think at this point, just leave Ghostbusters alone. But it makes money.
If
and
we're
they know it.
we're talking Ghostbusters 3, let me throw out something I actually just read before I went to pick you up. They're actually putting together the groundwork for Labyrinth 2.
Leave Labyrinth alone.
I know. I don't think it needs to have a
It'll
sequel.
be CG.
Mm.
Well,
But
it just goes to show you that a lot of movies are running out of ideas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Producers are running out and they're rebooting everything.
Yeah, I
mean,
think
It's 1980s again.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
the electrical impulses to the brain of Hollywood have been disconnected for a long
All
time.
the
Same
charm
thing with
of
video games.
all the charm of Labyrinth was the Jim Henson Creature Shop work.
yeah,
And
and
that'll be
absolutely.
gone if they do another. It'll all be CG.
well, it's in their time about though, and just the groundwork though, it would be like Jim Henson, it would have like the puppets, the animatronics,
Well, then
and
maybe.
things like that. But here's my thing though. I was talking to Mary about it, and I was like, I wouldn't have a problem with it if Bowie came back, Connolly came back, and that baby is grown up and they bring him back.
Oh, it should never fucking save me.
Exactly.
Is Bowie's codpiece going to come back?
I hope so.
Aw.
It'll probably be a little bit saggy and like near the kneecap.
I don't think he had one. I think that was all natural.
Dance magic? And his wiener's flopping around.
Oh.
He's wearing these loose pants, and it just looks like an orange and a sock is like in his pants, just go back and forth.
I got to tell you, man, I'm going to go ahead and warn everyone. The day that they announce a Back to the Future remake or reboot,
Burn
Oh.
the theater.
I am
No.
doing an entire fucking episode where I just swear and swear. It'll be like every other episode I do where I swear a lot, except it'll be
It'll
all
happen.
me swearing about Back to the Future.
I really think it's
it
going to.
better never
I
fucking
have a
happen.
bad feeling it
No.
will.
And if it happens, I know exactly how it's going to go down. Just watch Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and just insert Jeremy into that part where they try to go
wow.
and break up the Blunt Man and Chronic movie.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, it's going to be me being arrested every single day for breaking into the Universal Pictures lot.
What would the car be? Like a Dodge Viper.
Oh.
No, it'll be the ladies' mobile.
It'll be a Prius.
But see, I hope I get to go with you on the adventure because my adventures through the studios would be like Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I will go find whomever now owns the ladies mobile. And when I say ladies, I mean that's L''EIGHTIES.
Late.
As in late 80s.
It's Marty's kids.
I have an awful feeling it'll
They're
happen
doing
within
it.
the
Shitty old
decade. I have
America.
an awful feeling.
Yeah, I do too. And you're going to get probably 10 episodes back to back where I just talk about how much I fucking hate everything.
Episode 30, Jeremy rants.
Jeremy still hates Back to the
It's
Future. reboot.
only about time they're going to reboot Ghostbusters. It's only a matter of time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my life is ruined. My life is completely ruined. So we're going to move on into the subject at hand, and today we're talking video games. Good, bad memories. I'm gonna go ahead and launch with a memory. I don't know if it was video game related or not. Do you remember we were in this very studio probably 10 years ago, and Jordan, what were you working on? You got so annoyed with Joey that
Oh
night.
yeah, I was working on that Silent Station flyer.
Yeah, for our old band, he was working on a flyer, and Joey's playing something, and all it is, it's just
On the
over
old
and-
dial-up modem.
Yeah. It's just going Gundam,
Yeah.
Gundam, and then, like, which is funny. Which he started to get on my nerves, but then I saw what Joey was doing, and what he was doing was trying his fucking hardest to annoy the shit out of Jordan. It was so funny. Like Jordan's over here, like sweat pouring off of his brow. He's hunkered down over a table, feverishly drawing and writing out shit for the flyer, and Joey's just over there. And every time it goes Gundam, like he just looks over in Jordan's direction, and then he does it again, and then looks over in Jordan's direction. Finally, Jordan snaps and goes, "Damn it, Joey! I can't work with you over there going Gundam, Gundam, Gundam." Over and over, man. That was hilarious.
God, that'd be more like 14 years. No, 13 probably.
13 years ago. That was a long time ago,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
Shit.
like 10 feet from here. That's where that happened.
Yeah, over
I know
there,
I was
yeah.
still in high school. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. now
That
I
was
feel-
that was like
Gundam.
some of the first shows then, wasn't it? Yeah.
Gundam.
Just over and over. So that was
Yeah, because somebody made the comment that one of the members looked like the Cheerios bee when I.
Aw.
I liked that one. I
I
thought.
like the Cheerios.
Who
bee.
looked like the Cheerios bee? Ah, nice.
Oh.
So
Nice.
Nobody can say no to Honey Nut Cherry.
I could.
They make me shit real bad.
They
They do. I
That's
love
what they're
it.
for, I guess.
Yo, you got one? I got a bunch. I'm
I've
just
got
trying to think of one.
plenty of
Yeah.
video game memories. One that that's kind of infamous among us.
Gundam.
Other than that, Armored Core 2, Armored Core 3 Silent Line. There's a specific mission on there that that was timed. Not only was it timed, there were these little drones flying around that had spotlights on them.
Nice.
So, in order to get this extra special, awesome additional part for your mech, you had to basically fly through the area as fast as you freaking could without getting spotted by any of the damn cameras. And surmise to say, I couldn't do it. And I'd get spotted by the damn cameras. The game would audibly know, Raven, you've been spotted. Raven, you've been spotted. And I mean, I was just to that point of just complete and absolute anger. Finally, it happens one last time. I did so good and was like an inch from the freaking finish of the stage. Raven, you've been spotted. And I just went, God, fuck! And took my controller, the PlayStation 2 controller, by the freaking cord and spun it and threw it across the room. And it ended up breaking one of my mom's little cherub angels.
Oh.
The mom suffers.
So not only do
When a gamer rages, the mom suffers.
yeah, so not only do I get super pissed off about it, but I end up getting a guilt trip from mom. But
That's terrible.
that's a bad memory.
That was back in the waning days of when games were released complete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My favorite memory was playing 007 GoldenEye.
Never played it.
I'd play it
I know
with
it was the bee's knees.
everybody.
For
I know.
It was kind
And
of
I'd
that was
play
kind of
it-
like the first big first-person
Oh,
shooter,
yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
But how I played
Gee,
it was
thanks 007.
it was always with somebody. It was always versus. And my
Yeah, they had
favorite
the
thing,
four-player split screen on that.
yeah,
right?
the only thing I would do when I played versus is put mines everywhere. I would put so many mines everywhere that I'd blow myself up as many times as I blew up the other person. It got so bad nobody wanted to play with me anymore.
Nice. I had
Nobody
a lot
would
of friends
play
that
that.
were into that game. I never got much into it. Just
That's
it's a
the only-
first-person shooter thing, man. I can't.
Well, I never even played that part. We always played just versus each other, and
God.
that's where we had the fun.
Is that the
Kinda-
game Gilby got really fucking competitive and bad with?
Yeah, that was-
everybody did.
That was the game.
Everybody
The
got
game brought
really
out the worst
pissed.
in everyone.
That was the game that we were in Jason's car in Gilby, and we went all through Lexington.
I thought that was Perfect Dark.
Was it Perfect Dark?
It was Perfect
I think
Dark.
Perfect
Another
Dark,
good
never
game.
mind, but wasn't that the sequel to GoldenEye?
It was like the spiritual successor, I think.
And then we almost got kicked out of Walmart because the guy it was like near midnight and they didn't have it out yet, and Gilby was getting really that eye twitchy type thing.
me and Jason did that with Silent Hill 2 when nobody knew it got pushed back and it was 1 in the morning and they're like, we don't have it in the queue. We're like, could you look in the back? And they go back. We're like, you sure? Would you mind go looking again? It might be tucked away. And they're like, no.
Why
Will you
would we
fucking
tuck
leave,
it away?
please?
And I just remember when Gilby finally got Perfect Dark, he'd be like, "Look at her eyes! Look at her eyes!" And it was.
That's another
amazing.
good game that I played a lot. It was a good game too.
I
But
didn't
007 was hilarious.
I know I didn't even pick up the Nintendo 64. I
Yeah, I
never
didn't
played
have one.
anything on it except for a game called Blast Corps.
I think
That
I
was about
played
it.
Mario once on Nintendo
I think
64.
I played one of the Resident Evils. I think 2
Rogue
was 2 on it.
Rogue
Yeah, it was.
Squadron.
Was
Yeah.
it on 64?
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't.
I played that.
Star Wars Rogue Squadron was probably the most fun game you could play on Nintendo 64. It was amazing.
Mario Party kill your thumb.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a good memory. Spring break 1998. Mom and Dad went on vacation. I was staying at my grandma's, and at 4 o'clock one morning, I got my gold Chocobo.
Nice.
Mm.
And I was like, yay! Final
Do tell.
Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy 7.
Anybody knows Final Fantasy 7 knows what it was like to get that gold Chocobo
Oh,
for
yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
That was
Right
a good
on.
memory.
I'd like to talk about the online adventures of Pap and Irish.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
As me and Jordan and Joey playing Red Dead Redemption online, and I always played as Irish. Jordan played as I can't remember his name now. What was
Uncle.
Uncle, yeah. And we were
Backy stained beard.
and we would just go around causing havoc, fucking with people. And typically speaking, I would go and glitch myself invisible
Yeah.
and come back and mess with people, and that was a lot of fun. And then the night we were up there around the Aurora Basin, that area,
Yeah.
and we just kept spawn killing that one kid that wouldn't stop fucking with us.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun with that, man. We plenty of nights playing.
It
Red Dead
always
Redemption
ended up
online.
in McFarlane's Ranch. There's always a
Always.
shootout at McFarlane's Ranch.
They got chaotic up there.
Oh yeah.
There was like one session we
Or
were in.
Armadillo.
There was one session we were in. Okay, I'd like to know that Lee is calling right now in the middle of this show, and is just interrupting our vibe here. So I'm going to answer it and bitch him out a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, Lee.
Hello, Lee. You're now on the show.
Yeah. Are you on speaker?
Are you sleeping?
Hey, how's it going, man? You're interrupting the show. I hope it's important. What's up, buddy? Looks like we're recording the first episode right now. We fucking hope you do.
Fuck no.
Is that
Get
even
up
good?
here
Is that even
now.
good? Is it registering? Oh, okay.
You wouldn't be able to hear it if it didn't.
No. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay,
no.
buddy. We'll see you in a bit. All right.
Bye, Lee.
I'm smart.
That happened
I gotta
during.
be honest. What kind of fucking podcast stops to take a call in the middle of it?
No.
We do, because we're about the people.
We were.
Another-
I was.
We do.
Well, go ahead, Joe. What were you saying?
I was just going to bring up another little memory that I had from Red Dead Redemption. The online was one of the funnest things I have ever played on a game that offered online.
Undoubtedly.
I was just holed up in Armadillo with this big group of people. They were killing the fuck out of everything. And I'm up on the roof just kind of watching. And this guy is playing his Dutch. And these two guys were shit talking one another. And we were in a friendly session where you couldn't technically kill each other.
Yeah.
So this guy gets the explosive rifle, and you can draw distance kill people with that gun.
Right. Yeah.
And he gets Dutch, and he's standing right up on the rooftop and holds his arms out, and he goes, "I am setting these people free." And all of a sudden, somebody just shoots him square in the face with the explosive rifle, and just red mist everywhere. I had to get off the mic because I was
It
howling.
was like a real fucking Jim Jones kind of moment. Like he's preaching and just fucking gets eviscerated.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when Lee gets here, we can just do another episode of Gay Memories.
I swear, man. I know I got to laughing, and people were like, "Who's laughing? Somebody's laughing on the mic. Somebody's laughing." And I kept just turned it off.
I miss
Turned my
Manchi
mic
chopping.
off. Yeah, Comanche chop.
Yeah. Oh man, and we were holed up in Armadillo in the saloon, and Jordan and I are hunkered down up on the top level over top of the balcony, and people are just running in left and right. And every time they do, Jordan stands up and goes Comanche chop and axes them right in the fucking head and kills them. People are getting pissed. I mean, they're chucking dynamite into the fucking building. They're chucking dynamite into the building, and it's also like really interesting to watch a language evolve because he goes from Comanche chop to Manchi chop. It's like there's people literally like this guy's running in and he's making it towards the stairwell, and in his mind he's got to be thinking, "Oh, I got these bastards now. I'm making it up the stairwell." He goes and steps up on the top step. Jordan stands up and goes Manchi chop. Hits him right between the eyes with an axe, and the guy just falls backwards down the steps. He just watch his body roll backwards down the stairs.
Just imagine an old guy who looks like an old buffalo herder with a white beard and yellow all over his mouth. And then just, throwing
I did that in Modern Warfare one time.
tomahawk.
Yeah.
I hid behind a door and I knifed at least 23 people coming through that door. It was awesome.
Freaking melee kills are some of the best. One of my very favorite things to do on Red Dead is you'd always have these fuckers that would come up with the automatic gun.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
1911, whatever.
Yep.
I took great pleasure with the double-barreled shotgun. one round for the horse and one round for the guy.
Good
We
God.
would be hiding behind a tree, and you could just hear the guy just going pop, 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 pop with that freaking gun.
Yeah, God, I hate
He
that.
would come right past the tree. I would shoot his horse right in the face.
Jesus.
So the horse would go down, and I'd just kind of casually walk over as the guy's trying to get up and just blow his face right off.
I did that one time.
Yeah.
The whole time those people were in armadillo, and they're like, nobody gets their armadillos without our permission. I was like, okay. So I just went. At first, I was just dicking around. I rode around on a donkey, just through town, just seeing how long it would take. And they'd shoot me every time. And I was like, all right, somebody said something. And I was like, okay. So that was the best night I ever had in that game competitively because I murdered them all, and then they started to scatter. And people started leaving, and one guy hunkered down, and I pulled out the Carcano rifle, and I was able to. I got him through a tiny, teeny crack in the plank boards,
Nice.
and I heard him cuss. And as soon as I got him,
That's excellent collision detection. By the way.
like 3 more people left, and then he came barreling. He respawned. He came barreling at me through the field, and I just was very slowly walking down the field. And he was firing. I pulled the Carcano rifle out, shot his horse in the head. As soon as he flopped off the horse, I just pulled out the pump shotgun and just very slowly walked up to him like Wyatt Earp and just went boom. Right in his face. And then I got a nasty messaging log.
We had a lot of fun like that.
What
we
happened?
would be we'd
You
be
got
up
a
at
nasty
Nasty message from him, and then he
Oh,
logged
yeah.
off.
we were playing Red Dead one night, and you were at McFarland's ranch, and you were taking on a posse of 8 people or something, and they were just murdering Jordan left and right. So I go and I do my little trick, and I get invisible to where no one
Yeah.
on the entire map can see me in the session. And I come back to McFarland's ranch. I make my way back there, and there's Jordan staring right down the barrel of a gun, face to face with another guy who's staring down the barrel of a gun. They both got rifles aimed at each other, and one of them's waiting for the other one to make a move because Jordan usually won't fire until somebody else fires. So they're sitting there, and I casually, they're seriously at a stalemate, faced off with each other with shotguns. And I walk right up casually on my horse behind the guy with the shotgun, and I take out a tomahawk and go
Magic chop.
right in his fucking head, and he falls dead. And I just hear Jordan go, "That was you, wasn't it?" He couldn't see me; I was invisible.
Yeah, but then it would say so and so has killed somebody with a tomahawk from how many thousand yards away.
Yeah, 'cause technically, my avatar was right beside him, but technically, where I'd glitched, I was a mile away. So it was like you
Up
have
in
killed.
tall trees.
You have been, you have been killed with a tomahawk from 14,000 yards.
It's always
But
fun.
it's funny because in Jordan's screen, all he saw was him staring down the barrel of a gun, and all of a sudden the guy just goes limp and falls dead. And Jordan immediately goes, "That was you, wasn't it?"
This just turned to Red Dead memories. I'm following Red Dead memories. Bear hunting.
Oh god, yeah, tried to get in a knife fight with a fucking bear. Who does that? Jordan's like, "We can't get any more to spawn. Wait a minute, hang on. There's none spawning. Let's go to a different." You just you hear, I did a bear just fucking chops you up. But we did, man. We ran around chasing bears. We were all on foot. We didn't have horses, and each one of us has got a knife in our hand, and it's the damnedest sight you've ever seen because basically there's a bear running away across the frame, and then there's 4 cowboys chasing behind him with a knife.
28 days later.
Yeah, they're just kind of fucking chasing a bear with a knife.
Oh God.
It's
Okay.
the worst version of
Okay,
the
we're
Oregon
going-
Trail.
We're going with Red. We're going with Red Dead. I think it was the week it launched. A group of us were all playing. You know where I'm going with this. We hadn't played much of the main scenario yet. We were just jumping in multiplayer because we wanted to see the map. So we had all gone to Tall Trees before we got to it in the game
Yeah,
because one of our friends had been playing, and he
you
goes,
didn't know what to expect out of Tall Trees, did you?
No, he goes, "You want to see bear country?" He was like, "Yeah, let's go see bears." And so anyway, we got up on
bears, guys.
yeah.
That's
So,
great, guys.
Seriously, it was like the week it launched. Excuse me. Sorry, I have bad reflux.
That's gross.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Gross.
I do. I have really bad reflux.
I think we broke Joey.
You're drinking a liter of cola.
He knows
so
where this is
yeah.
going,
He
don't
knows where it's going. So anyway, Jason was playing with us. So we went to Tall Trees. We went up to Nakoti Rock, and it was snowing. And you know where Nakoti Rock
Yes.
is. You can look and see the great.
I know that entire map, every
Yeah.
inch of it.
So we got up there. We're exploring the mountains with the snow, and Jason was standing on the edge of Nakoti Rock. He goes, "God, man, it is really pretty up here." And I was right behind him. I go, "It sure is." And I double barreled shotgun him right in the back of the head.
And then would you watch his body slide down the mountain?
And he just started sliding. He's just like, you son of a... Was it Atlas who kept knifing us in the face? Okay. It was Atlas, yeah.
One of the
He just...
one of the funnier instances of the early days of playing the game. Me and
Before Rockstar stopped caring.
yeah, me, Jordan, Jason, I believe, Jared, and Ashley were playing.
I know where this story's going. I remember
Yeah.
this one.
So some of the default characters you can start off with. One of them's just this big, huge, fat Mexican guy wearing a sombrero. And so you're on the donkey named El Señor, and so I picked the big fat Mexican dude, and Ashley picks the there's a Mexican female that you could play as. And we were acting like we were husband and wife, just riding the donkeys, and it sounded like they were shit talking each other the whole time. And we'd come through the city and see one another and just make them start saying whatever it was in Spanish. I roll right up beside, ride right up beside of her on El Señor with a little sawed-off double-barrel shotgun. She pops something off, and I just step off of the donkey and shoot her square in the face. Like, I've had enough of this.
We support digital murder.
No me gusta.
Domestic violence via video game.
I gotta talk about. We can't talk video game members without talking about the Grand Theft Auto 5. Was it Blaine County water tower battle?
Oh, man.
No, yeah, those are fun.
That was a lot of fun. There's a big water tower out in the country, and there's like our whole fucking posse. What is there, like 12 of us or something, all hunkered around, and we're standing on top of like a 30-foot high water tower, and we're just fist fighting each other for King of the Mountain. It's crazy because it spawns you like a half a mile away. So the best thing to do is to steal a car and drive back to the water tower to cause more havoc. So Jordan's running through the field, and he's trying to get back to the water tower, and I'm barreling ass in a limousine down the road, and I hit the edge of the field, and the car goes airborne, and Jordan says something to the effect of, "Yeah, well, I get up there, I'm knocking your ass off." And about that time, a limousine just fucking mows him over. I just mowed him slick over with a fucking limousine.
I always had a bad tendency to accidentally cut Joey up with the back rotors of the helicopter.
Me.
Oh, God, yeah.
Joey got stranded way out in the county somewhere or something, and I had a helicopter. And I'm like, I'm going to pick anybody up. We're going to the airport. I'm going to pick whoever up. And Joey was so frustrated, like he got left out in the country, and there was like not a car for miles to steal. So he's like, I was like,
Jeremy goes, "Hey, do you need a ride?" He's like, "I got a helicopter." He's like, "Anybody need a lift?"
And Joey was so frustrated, all he could get out was me. He just goes, me.
He comes in his helicopter. He's like, "You need a lift up there?" I was like, "Hey, you got a me."
I don't know why that struck me as so funny. Like he was trying to get it out. I need a me.
I just wish strippers would come to my trailer.
They don't. We have a lot of photos from when I got the stripper to come to my apartment. And we're all standing around there making obscene gestures while she gives me a lap dance.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Beating off in a really weird looking snowman mask.
Here's one me and Joey had recently, a couple months ago. I was in a car with a prostitute in the video game, and
Gotta specify that.
Yeah.
Specify that.
I did. Okay, and I'm going to town on this. Well, let's face it, the prostitute's going to town on me. She's just like, and of course, from the angle of the video game, it doesn't show a whole lot. You basically just see me sitting back, and the controller's vibrating, and her head's going up and down, and I just hear. And if you ever hear that noise while you're playing a game with Joey, you know he's fucking up to something. He's always got these secret things he wants to do, and he gives away 100% of them, because anytime he's up to something, you hear him going, you just hear him fucking giggling. So I'm sitting here, presumably getting oral sex from a hooker that I just bought, and I hear. I'm like, Joey, what are you up to? And then all of a sudden, into the frame walks Joey with a fucking pistol, and he just fucking blows the head off the hooker while she's blowing me. It was the funniest shit I'd ever seen.
I think we went to the strip club one night, and all of a sudden we just heard sirens everywhere outside. We're like, what the fuck? Well, somebody had just started shit outside of the strip club. It may have been you. I think we were just hanging out.
I think I was firing a rocket launcher into and trying to fire it into the door of the strip club. I killed the bouncer. That shit was a blast, man. I mean, say what you will about that game, but it's had a lot of fun. And virtually, like, none of it was playing the game. It was just fucking around and being silly.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever do single player?
No, I've played the story. I think we all kind of went through it and played the story.
I did on Red Dead.
No, Red Dead Redemption, man.
I did that like 3 times.
Yeah.
I think I've played through it 5 or 6 times. Yeah. That's something to talk about too, because that actually Red Dead Redemption has probably what may be my favorite video game moment of all time.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. There's 2 moments for me in that video game. The first one, actually no, there's 3. I take that back. There's 3. The first one is when you get off the raft with Irish into Mexico for the very first time, and you get on that horse, and what's the guy's name?
Jose Gonzalez.
Jose Gonzalez is playing that song. And it's just
it's
beautiful,
so
like
surreal.
sunset. It's really surreal.
Magical moment.
So you're riding into this whole new land that you've never seen before on the map, and then that song's playing, man, and it's just really fucking awesome. And you can fuck that up, by the way, because the second or third time I played through,
I did first time on accident.
What'd you do? Hop off your horse?
Fired a pistol.
Oh,
And the song went, man, I was like, ah!
Oh, you ruined it.
Yeah.
It's ruined.
And the second time,
a runaway.
And the second time is right after you finish the game and you're going, or the main, the big part, and you're going back to see your wife.
Yeah.
Now that part is ruined. Yeah. You're only learning that I know.
Yeah.
I don't know the fucking words. But that part, Rockstar ruined that part for me because the song's playing and I'm traveling through tall trees from Dakota Rock to get back to, my ranch where my wife is presumably supposed to be waiting on me. We've been separated for this whole game and stuff.
Beecher's hope.
And you get there, man, you pull up and that song's playing and she comes out and starts bitching at you. It's so horrible because you just had this really awesome moment and she comes out and she starts hitting you and slapping you and bitching at you. I'm like, oh, thanks, Rockstar.
I wanted Bonnie McFarlane.
Thanks, Obama.
My
he never hooked up with Bonnie. No.
My favorite moment was when my horse got killed by a train.
Wow.
I get off the train to get like herbs or something, and then my horse wanders onto the track, and I'm just watching like what? It splat, just goes. And I'm like, wait, Harvard moon.
And of course, my third favorite part of that game is the last part where William Elliott Whitmore's doing "Bury Me Not" on the Lone Prairie a cappella, and the camera pans back from their headstones, and you see Jack is like aged a few years.
That whole "I Know You" mission thing was awesome too.
We were
really
just
weird because I'm
talking
pretty
about
sure you meet the devil in that part. I'm pretty
See,
sure
I
that
think
guy's the devil.
I thought so at first, but I think he's death now.
Really?
Yeah.
I do.
Did you guys ever play?
Because he shows him where he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like he shows John Marston like, hey, this is where you're gonna be buried for eternity. It's
Yeah.
kinda
Did you ever play the Undead Nightmare?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good too.
That was a lot
And
of
collecting all the different horses, that was pretty
You
cool.
eat baby.
It's your fault.
And Herbert Moon and his political agenda, his racist political agenda. That was awful. And then of course they kind of redeemed it because as soon as he steps outside of the store, he gets attacked, and his last words are,
Yeah.
"I'm Herbert Moon."
You can't eat me. I'm Herbert Moon.
So that piece of shit finally got his penance, I guess.
Yeah.
So that made it okay. Other frustrating video game moments, or other video game moments. These are the ones. Some of the ones that are most frustrating. One that really pops out is Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil. After you do you go through the outdoor stuff, like in the guardhouse and all that, and the first time you come back through the mansion, and
The
the
hunters?
first hunter you have to fight.
God.
Until you get used to the mechanics of the hunters.
Yeah.
They are not, in fact, they are not zombies, and they are not slow, and they will kill you really quickly.
Lop your head off.
Remember the longest time when I played Resident Evil, I didn't have a memory card.
No.
So that was like a make it or break it point.
And I remember, God, that hunter lopped your head off. He'd be like, no!
It must
You
have
didn't want to
taken.
go down there.
It must have taken me respawning 2 or 3 times going through there to know that you don't have to fight them. You can just run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
can just
avoided
run.
a lot of them.
Exactly.
Oh my God, and they would like take up all your ammo just to kill one.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it took me forever because I would just stand there and unload on it, and it just lunges at me and fucking kills me. And that's, I mean, one of my favorite games of all time. But that part was really freaking
It
frustrating.
really teaches you don't have to do it. Just
One
run.
of the
Yeah.
one of the parts of that game that kind of got to me is I'd always heard you guys talk about the hall monitors.
Yeah.
Oh
Uh,
God, the
yeah.
chimeras,
Chimeras, yeah.
chimeras.
And when I actually played it, I borrowed it from Jordan for a short period of time, and I just you see something very small kind of scuttling around the room, and it's like, all right, I'm already getting bothered by this. So what can it be? And
They look crazy in the remake.
yeah, I know it. Which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I will buy
Yeah.
it.
I probably will too.
They surprised me because how they can reach down.
Mhm.
Oh, God.
They
Yeah, and hook
reached
you.
and
Yeah.
hooked me and tore Jill's head off. I was like, well, hadn't saved in a while.
We were playing
Yeah.
Code Veronica the first time, and then the Bandersnatch came out, and I just went,
Oh,
"Oh my
Yeah, God. I remember that. I remember the fucking snake from Resident Evil.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I have a fear of snakes, and
Aw.
seeing this
Demons.
digital snake, I remember the whole time I was
He's
fighting
not
it.
lying because you remember that time we were staying with me for a few nights, and I remember I had that pet snake Zelda. Remember that crazy snake?
No.
I would get it out of its aquarium and chase Eddie around the fucking house with it.
I
Why
hate
do you keep spending the night?
Like he'd fall asleep on this little sofa I had in the corner of my bedroom,
I'm needy."
and he'd like wake up looking at me, and I'm holding a fucking California king snake
Oh.
over his head, and he's like, like he just frozen in terror.
No, I
Aw.
shit my pants a few times.
That's mean.
But that snake in Resident Evil, even though it's a digital snake, it's a video game. I remember the whole time when we're shooting, I'm going, ah! 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 Just kept screaming the entire fight.
You know the part that always
It's a
got me?
Huge snake and also poisonous. Don't
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard.
Thanks.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah.
They're
The part,
terrible demons.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah.
the part that always got me were the dogs. It didn't matter how many
Yeah.
times I played the game, and I knew it was coming. It's like one of the first things that happens.
Yeah,
It
Everybody
always
talk-
got me.
That got everybody. Everybody talked about the dogs. I'd actually seen someone play the video game before, so the dogs didn't really. They didn't.
It
get
didn't
me. They
matter.
didn't scare me.
It didn't matter.
Well, they killed me the first time they came through
Yeah.
the window. But
Everything killed me first
Yeah.
time I ran across it until you learn.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
remember who it was that was playing it, but we were playing it for the first time. I think it was over at Timothy's. I can't remember if it was you
Probably me.
or Timothy. And the dogs busted through the window, and we all just screamed. And you dropped the controller, and they were just going, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!"
I remember in high school shop, I actually made a little wooden sign that was engraved,
Yeah.
and I hung it outside my bedroom door that said "Locked," a carving of armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
nice.
had a crudely sketched picture of armor
That's
on
okay. It
it.
has
That's pretty
an
good.
engraving of a helmet on it. You don't fucking say.
Yeah, because I've only reached like 25 doors that say "Locked."
I was like, this
Yeah.
key is useless now. Will you discard it? How do you know it's useless?
You never discarded the keys, did you?
I didn't.
Not at first.
I did. Yeah, I discarded
didn't
them.
discard
I
them.
figured you wouldn't discard them. For some
Not at
reason. I didn't-
first.
Yeah, I don't see you as a key discarder.
Is that how you got extra costumes?
No, just all the locked doors had like engravings on them, and if
A
you
carving of a helmet, a carving of armor.
but Jill could get through more doors because she had a lockpick, whereas Chris
Yeah.
had 2 less inventory slots, and he had to get small keys.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
yeah.
makes
It
no
was-
sense.
It
I
always
don't know.
frustrated me.
Nah, that's good old fashioned sexism in a game.
But that's back when, like, in the very first game, if you were Jill or Chris, a zombie could kill you in 2 bites.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And now, like,
Yeah.
after playing that piece of shit that was 6, I'm not going on 6.
I didn't even finish that.
God, that game was fucking horrible.
I haven't played one since part 2.
You returned it, didn't you?
Yes, I did. That's it.
So
Only
video
Resident
game
Evil.
memories, good and bad.
That'd be-
Silent Hill, the first
Mm.
one, I remember playing it with Eric
Yeah.
for the very first time.
I remember getting so on edge every time
And-
you'd hear the radio static go off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that first scene, it got me so good.
That was
It was
good
such a
game.
wonderful
was
game, though, man. It
awesome.
really,
Yeah.
really was.
And I got the second one, and I messed up my little sister a little bit with it because she was way too young
Right.
to be seeing that. And I think she's had night terrors ever since.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, I did that. That was
Yeah,
me.
Something good came of that.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2 was the first psychological game that
Yeah.
ever
It's a
really
good
got
one.
to me. I
Still good.
never would play it for that reason. I'd watch Jordan and Jason play it, and
Yeah. Watch Jordan play it.
it was one of them that it was scary to watch, and it would kind of bother you and get under
Yeah.
your skin, but you couldn't stop watching it.
No.
Now
you
put that
couldn't.
up against PT.
Oh, I'm excited.
I mean, you never thought like games were ever going to get like that. PT was actually pretty fucking disturbing just for a trailer. Just for
Yeah,
the
I want to
trailer.
buy that system just to play that demo
Well,
over
yeah,
and over
absolutely.
again.
I watched that video of you playing it, and I was like on pins and needles. It's a long video.
Yeah.
I remember just like when I turned it on, seeing how much time was on. I was like, I don't know if we would watch it. I'm the whole time like this going.
Yeah,
And that,
Like that goes.
And you hear Jordan like audibly like scream. He goes, "Ah!"
the fucking baby in the sink.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And yet I'm still
Yeah.
watching. I'm like, I'm done. You still hear?
There's a part to that makes me laugh and kind of takes me out of it. But there's a part where it really resembles Silent Hill in the fact that your movement becomes kind of jittery and
Yeah.
the environment
Yeah.
becomes red and everything, and the pictures are moving around. There's a part a lot of people haven't seen it on videos, but if you go in the first bathroom where the fetus is at, it'll talk to you.
That's
What
creepy.
will?
The fetus will.
Why?
Why would it bother?
Why would it talk?
It's very strange, and at the same time, the way they have his head moving around and the way it's talking, it made me laugh really hard.
Hello there, children.
Does it have Isaac Hayes' voice?
What are you doing in here?
It's the voice on the radio.
the part
Oh,
that
yeah.
took me out of the demo.
Oh.
That's kind of weird. Yeah,
Have
it's
you
a bit
seen the
unusual.
previews for The Evil Within?
Yes, I
Yep.
have. That looks like a wonderful game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
I want to get that.
I'm gonna wait on it.
It's looking
though.
better and better with each trailer too, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait on it though, because all the DLC. So
Any other video game memories? I know we got tons.
Another one with Jason. Jason always loved watching me play games that would piss me off.
Trolling.
Yeah, Tekken 6. The final boss of that game, which, by the way, Namco, fuck you for that final boss.
Nice.
I
is it
think it
Jim
was-
Pachi or
No.
oh, okay?
Jim
God,
Croce.
he's bad, too.
I remember
Jim
playing those
Croce.
games with you at Chase Reynolds' house.
Yeah. And Soul Calibur and all that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, the final boss is a freaking demon type creature. And my favorite character in Tekken is Jack. I mean, I play as Jack and Jack 2 all the time. Big freaking robot beatdowns. I
One,
cannot touch that final boss without it absolutely destroying me. Jason is having a field day laughing his ass off at me, seeing how mad that I was genuinely getting pissed at the game. I was like, can you at least do me a fucking favor and look up how to beat this stupid thing? And so he gets online, like in just a matter of seconds, he goes, do this. And it was a stupid move where Jack kind of flies up in the air and lands on him. And you can do that over and over and kill it in little or no time.
That's great.
And I was so mad. And he was like, now play it with a different character. I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
I like watching you play.
Gundam.
The
Gundam.
first Grand Theft Auto, when you you did the cheat to turn up the speed and you had a baseball. That's
that
the
pop, pop,
funniest
pop, 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 pop,
shit
pop,
in the
pop.
world. He's killing. He has these pile of bodies all around him, and the cops are running up to him to shoot him because his 5 stars are all the way up, and he's killing them with baseball bats too.
I'd like to talk about another one of my favorite video game series in the world is the Uncharted series.
Yeah.
And recently, Jordan and I
Oh,
went back and
God,
played
yeah.
some Uncharted 2, and there's a tweak you can buy and unlock on there called Donut Drake, where Drake's about 400 pounds, and he talks like this. And
He's got a gap in between his teeth too.
he does, yeah. And he clips everything he does. He clips real bad.
Yeah.
But
his gun clips into his back.
But like, there's the part where you got to save. What's her name's Elena? You have to save Elena's cameraman, and it's so funny because you're like, it's supposed to be like this really intense moment, and he's got like the cameraman's arm around his neck, and he's like trying to carry him away from like all this chaos and gunfire, and he's going, "Okay, buddy, we got you. We're almost there." And Jordan chimes in and goes, "Hang on, my blood sugar's getting a little low. I got a mint in my pocket. Could you get it for me?"
Yeah. It's like, oh, we gotta stop. I got a half sleeve of some rich crackers in here. Okay, you gotta slow down.
It was so,
My diabetes.
it was so fucking funny. Like you said, I just pictured Donut Drake helping this guy to safety, and he's got to stop and take a mint out of his pocket because his blood sugar's getting low.
Well,
I
obviously
didn't
there was
take
a
my
lot going
insulin.
on there, so he needed to get his blood sugar.
Oh, but it was really funny, man, because you're seeing like a 400-pound guy doing all this athletic shit that Drake can do. And of course, if you've ever played the Uncharted series, like there's a lot of instances where like you're like platforming and you're climbing like the sides of buildings. and as Drake, as normal size Drake without the tweak turned on, you'll grab a brick and it'll fucking break away and fall, and he'll have to catch himself and shit. But it's even funnier with Big Fat Drake because it looks like the bricks are just breaking because he's fat.
He's walking on something. Bam!
All through.
Yep.
It just makes it even
Can't
funnier
sit in
because
chairs.
like watching a 400-pound man jump from building to building, and then as soon as he lands on the roof, it fucking collapses and he falls through stories. It made it really funny, man. That shit was hilarious.
That's an amazing tweak.
Yeah,
It
I
is
love
really cool. They had
that.
some other ones on that game, like anti-gravity. So when you kill somebody, they just like die and they fall and they just start floating in the air. They float away. So that's like, and when you're having a big shootout, like it's just nothing but debris of like just random floating dead bodies, and you're trying to like shoot through them and shit.
You mentioned Uncharted. I'm going back to something I used to love to do on the first Tomb Raider.
What's that?
There's a level called St. Francis's Folly,
Uh-huh.
and it would take, all it was a vertical level.
Yeah.
You just had to figure out how the hell to get up there.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And it was like a couple hundred feet, and it would take like 10, 15 minutes, even after you knew what you were doing, to reach to the top. So I'd spend 10, 15 minutes getting Laura up there and just make her swan dive to the bottom.
That was the best. You'd hear, and their body just go limp, and we just do it over and over again.
She'd jump, and then a few seconds later, she'd just go, and then snap.
And you would do it, and that's the thing, though. You would spend because I used to do it all the time too. Because after you showed it to me, I was like, "That's the best thing ever! I can't wait to get to this level." And that's the thing. You would spend like 3 hours total just like climbing just to swan dive for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was like the greatest thing ever just because it was like you'd hear.
Well, that's the way my nephew plays video games. Like he likes to play Just Cause, and he likes to play Grand Theft Auto, but we turn the volume down, so he doesn't hear the language or anything. But he'll get a rocket launcher and aim it right at the ground, like 5 feet in front of him, and blow himself up.
Yeah.
And then he gets weak as shit about it. Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Ah, Bubby, I died. He's dead. Look how dead."
Yeah.
And they respawn, and I'll be like, "Okay, Evan, so try not to kill yourself this time. Maybe try to play the game." And he goes, "No, I want to do this." Boom! And he just fires a rocket launcher at the ground in front of him and kills him.
That's like when we would have the big law enforcement shootouts at the top of Mount Chiliad or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we just take a cop car down the mountain.
Yeah, we'd spend like half an hour trying to get the cops up to the top of the mountain. Once they got up there, like there's 4 or 5 of us playing online, and we're like, "Okay, a cop car's here," so we all jump in the cop car and just fucking Dukes of Hazzard it right off the top of the mountain.
I
Like
still
explodes on the way down.
Still like to think about us going backwards up Mount Chiliad on a shitty little
Dirt bike,
dirt
right?
bike.
Yeah.
So I imagine me and Jeremy both, instead of our characters online, it was just both me and him
On like a 150cc dirt bike.
yeah, backing up this mountainside, and like we would get all the way to the top of it and somehow manage to get the dirt bike on top of the building. And we would literally ride off of the the gondolas that were up there.
Yeah, yeah.
We would jump off of there a lot of times and see if we could just parachute down until you get to the point and you realize, oh, I've already parachuted once, I don't have a reserve. So you just basically hit the mountain as hard as you can go and just roll down it.
And there's one part where my body would not stop rolling, and I wound up like more than halfway down the fucking mountain. A mountain that's at 85 degrees, like it's steep as shit. And I'm standing there because if I move, I'm just going to fall back down the mountain again. So I'm standing still. I'm like, "Joey, do you have your dirt bike yet?" He's like, "Hang on, I'm looking for it." Because basically the only thing you can really get up that mountainside is a dirt bike. We found out you can get a dirt bike up it. So I'm just standing there waiting on Joey, and I'm like, "Joey, where are you?" And about that time, Joey comes barreling ass by, flying through the air on a motorcycle, and fucking knocks me further down the mountain.
We had a good memory the other night. We took over the camp. I mean, it didn't last long, but that was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, on Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to talk on this game. It's a
It
massively
does.
multiplayer online game, and nobody talks at all. And so we just go to this little encampment run by, kind of these little dredgling monsters, and we go in there and lay absolute waste to it, and just kill everything in there. And so I start doing a public shout, and I'm like, we have, and this is a shout to Patton Oswalt as well.
Yeah.
I go, we hereby dub this area Camp Mustard Farts.
Mustard farts.
And we stood there for like a while just rambling on about stuff, and nobody was responding, which to us would make it funnier just a little bit to see people kind of walk past
Yeah.
and just
They don't.
they don't care.
And then Joey just goes, well, we're now relinquishing Camp Mustard Park
Because
because
so
there's
goddamn fun.
I am shout.
I gotta admit, man, if I'd been playing that game and somebody said I now label this place Camp Mustard Fart, I would have joined in on it. I would have been part of Camp Mustard Fart.
Who wouldn't want to be a part of Camp Mustard?
I
Apparently
can't think of
everybody-
anyone.
Apparently nobody in Southern Thanolin.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
I've
guys.
heard about them guys.
I think that's going to do it for this episode. We are the Burg Nerds, and I am Jeremy.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Zeke.
I'm Joe.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Hey! What would Richard Dreyfuss do?
And Hulk Hogan, you probably have a really great internet connection, but you don't you probably don't play many.
Games.
Oh, fuck you.
The Bird Nerds. We were the Bird Nerds. Just sitting around talking about stuff. The Bird Nerds. That was the Bird Nerds. Just sitting around talking about shit.